Well, joining us this morning is Jennifer Jackson from Idaho Fish and Game, and we're talking to sage grouse in today's wildlife and what they have to do to manage a species like sage grouse. I guess kind of give us a quick little history of sage grouse. They're currently considered for endangered species listing. How did they get to that point?
Well, that's hopefully not what happens. We don't want to ever see any of our wildlife species get to the point where they're actually being considered or put on the endangered species list. But this is an iconic species here in Idaho and for the West. When you think of sagebrush steppe landscapes, we think of species like mule deer and sage grouse, and so they've been very prevalent in the West, and we've just been seeing them go on the decline here in recent decades, and so it's something that has us concerned. And it's the great thing is we are working with a multitude of partners throughout the state, local working groups made up of citizenry, as well as also working with other agencies, and everyone's on board trying to help manage the species and to put in conservation efforts that will make a difference.
So what do you actually have to do physically to manage a species? Is it like habitat rehabilitation, or what do you have to do to keep them from going over that edge?
It's really interesting. Anytime you look at wildlife populations and you're looking at declines, almost every time you can nail it down to some type of habitat issue, some modification or change in their habitat is so critical to a wildlife's well-being. Sometimes people like to point fingers at predators, but again, if you have a healthy habitat, wildlife are able to thrive in that and endure everything from predation to weather and other things. So what we're trying to do is work with different groups, organizations, landowners, just trying to help with habitat improvement. They are a sagebrush obligate species, so it's really critical that we do what we can to manage and protect sagebrush landscapes here. We have issues with fire. We've got some areas where we have cheatgrass, and the cheatgrass will burn every few years, and those sagebrush habitats don't get a chance to recover. And that sagebrush is so critical. But we also have issues where we have roadways going through important lek areas. Leks are where sage grouse go to display and pick up girls and so forth. So those are so critical for reproduction and nesting and so forth. And then we have so we have roadways going through those areas. Sometimes we have fencing structures that cause mortalities when the birds try to land in leks or take off. They run into those fencing structures. It's just a multitude of issues that are impacting the habitat, and so we're trying to work together with everyone to try and make differences to habitat.
And you guys are actually hosting a meeting here coming up, getting input from the public on sage grouse and how to manage them.
Well, it's actually specifically with the sage grouse seasons for hunters. So we still have enough sage grouse to actually entertain the idea of hunting, but rather than using standard seasons where you might have a 23-day period and 2 birds a day per hunter, we're looking at a couple of areas of keeping more restrictive hunting season, where we're talking about a 7-day period with 1 bird per day limit. One area, the East Uplands, we're looking, that will be closed to sage grouse hunting. These are proposals that we have. The Big Desert would be a more restrictive area, as well as the Curlew Valley. So basically, if you want to learn more about our sage grouse hunting proposals and sage grouse in general, we encourage you to come to our open house today at the Fish and Game office. It's going to run from 8 till 6, and it's an opportunity to provide comment and that. And then, of course, you've got till July 31st to provide comments and get your ideas and concerns expressed.